isn't always the best aspect of our women or what we want them to be. So this conference and this event was designed to incorporate and instill the proper techniques and proper values to reach that woman of value. So again, on behalf of I Am Driven for Success, we'd like to thank everyone for coming out, and I'd like to present our first speaker, Ms. Theola Bright.
Thank you, and good morning. Good morning. First, I'd like to give honor, respect to my Father, my Lord and Savior Jesus Christ, and I thank you, Brother Taylor, for inviting me out here to speak to you on elegance, substance, and purpose. And before I get started, I want to make sure we're all on the same page when it comes to elegance. So I'm just going to give you a couple of definitions from Webster. Now, elegance, according to Webster, is high grade, quality. You know what, when you start to put gas in your car, you want to put the very best. And that applies to people, it applies to things. When something is elegant, you know that it either costs a lot or it has quality, it has durability. So as a person, to become elegant, that's something that you learn. It's a learned trait. And when you become elegant, that means that you become refined. Now, in order to become refined, you've got to renew your mind. Because we're brought up in a society where anything goes. And many times we are brought up by television. Now, refined is when you're not coarse. And when I say coarse, that's a person that speaks harsh, they're loud and they're boisterous. A bully, for instance. That's someone that's coarse. Something that is refined, it's smooth. Very smooth, just like sugar or salt. Of course, it's lumpy and gross. And then vulgar. This is another thing that comes under refined. If you are not vulgar, when you are vulgar, you use profanity or you dress in a vulgar way. And I know most of you know that definition. You've heard it a lot. And uncouth. I remember when I was a little girl in school, and we'd have to line up for everything. We'd line up to go get water. We'd line up to use the restroom. So we'd line up for a break or recess, and we'd run and we'd laugh and we'd just clown. And when we get back to the room, the teacher would say, "You were so uncouth." And we'd look at each other, and, we didn't know what it meant, but from her expression, we knew it wasn't good. So it was funny. And that's why I said I want to give you these definitions, because I'm going to use some of these terms as we go. Like NC, no class. During my day, my parents used to call it low class. And the NC then for the men was no count. So we're still using these terms, and I just wanted to be on the same page. Now, you've heard, don't judge a book by the cover. Clothes do not make the man or the woman. You are judged by the company you keep. Birds of a feather flock together. This is all saying something about you. I say you can tell a lot about a man by the woman he has on his arm. If she's looking ghetto fabulous, you know he's ghetto. That's what he likes. Now, ghetto fabulous. I remember one time I was telling my granddaughter that I used to wear a ring on every finger. Tight, short dress. And I had wig in every color. And I thought it was looking good. Looking good. But if you don't know any better, no one ever tells you any better, you think you are. And now today they think that to look ghetto fabulous, you're looking good. But actually, when you're looking ghetto fabulous, you're looking like, I'm from the ghetto, I think I'm looking good, but actually I'm looking ridiculous. And when you look ridiculous, people look at you, they point, and they laugh at you. So I was telling a young lady I saw in Walmart who was dressed in one of those ridiculous outfits. And she said, I said, "Don't why you dress like that?" And she says, "Oh, this is how Lady Gaga dresses." And I said, Lady Gaga. I said, well, did you know that Lady Gaga gets paid to look ridiculous? How much are you getting paid? And see, that's what happens. We watch too much television, want to be like the people on TV, like those soap operas I used to watch many years ago. And they wake up in the morning, they're all made up, and they got their bling bling on. And it has filtered down into our society that the ladies wear the bling bling. Whatever they see on TV, this is what you will see. And I say to them, how can a man choose a woman of substance if he sees false eyelashes, false nails, false hair, makeup covering everything, and you're showing him everything you got with those tight pants on, leggings they call them, but those leggings were to be worn underneath something or with a long top. They were not to show everything you got, leaving nothing to the imagination. A man looks at a woman today now and he wonders, what's real about her? It's not what you see, it's what you get anymore. So, I want to pull my lady's hair, I'll put it like that, which is all the same now, halfway the back, down to the butt, and belonging to someone else. We all look alike, we're looking like clones. They act alike, talk alike, look alike, and just do everything alike. This is not the way God created us. We are all individuals, one of a kind. Each one of us has a plan that God has for us. We're not here because we wanted to be here. Did you ask to be here? I didn't ask to be here. And there comes a time in your life when you ask yourself, why am I here? What for? What is it all about? You get tired of following the crowd. The Bible teaches us that when you follow the crowd, you're heading for destruction. Because the way to salvation and your individuality and your plan is a straight and narrow path. It's called the path of righteousness. But you got to read your manual for this body that God created in order to find out how to use it. Because BIBLE, the acronym for Basic Instructions Before Leaving Earth, everything in it is for our own benefit. Many people shy away from the Bible because they feel like, oh, so many rules and regulations I got to abide by. I can't do this and I can't do that. But those things that the Bible speaks against are the things that causes problems with the body, problems with the mind. So, we want to be elegant. I say, follow Jesus' swagger. He was cool. He was calm. You never heard him screaming and hollering. One time when he turned over the tables, I'm sure he was pretty loud then. But that was out of anger. And there's a time for everything. So we have to learn the time to dress properly. I call it dressing for the occasion. Dressing for success. When you go off to college, this is when you really find yourself because you're away from home, all those influences. You're in an environment where if you want to learn, you can learn. And like I said, elegance is a learned trait. Something that you pick up as you go. When you learn etiquette, when you learn respect, when you respect yourself, you want to be elegant and thought of as quality, as a woman of substance, a man of substance. Now, a person that's elegant can wear anything. They say clothes do not make the man or the woman, but they do make an impression. And if you don't believe it, you go to a ball with your tuxedo sagging. They will put you out. That's right. Now, the churches are accepting a lot of things. Because I see some of the ladies come in, it's cut so low, you say, oh, please don't bend over. It might fall out. Dress is so tight, they sit down, you say, you need to listen to hear stitches pop. This is not appropriate for church. And some of the ministers will accept this because they want to get as many members as they can. They don't want to offend anybody. But when you speak to someone and you're telling them the right thing to do, it's not an offense. It's helping them to become better. There are two kinds of criticism. There's constructive criticism and there's destructive criticism. When you receive criticism that is something that's going to make you better, even if you disagree at the time, and usually we do, I have learned to say, well, thank you for bringing that to my attention, and I'll give it some thought. Even though you want to say, you know, but later on you'll find that you will think about it. Anytime someone says something to you that you consider criticism, you think about it later. You run it over and over in your mind. But the thing to do is ask yourself, is this true about me? And I have a theory that if you hear it from 2 or 3 people, different people who don't even know each other, and they say it about you, it must be true. Look like a duck, talk like a duck, quack like a duck, must be a duck. So, let me see. I made a few notes here because I want to make sure I don't leave off anything here. Uncouth dressing. Now, back to that uncouth when we were in school. We knew we were acting up, and we were acting uncouth. I say to the young men, when you swag and show your underwear, that is uncouth dressing. You are looking uncouth. You are, and many of them don't even know where it comes from, that style. They think it's tough. I look tough, you know, don't bother me. But it's a look that came from the prisons. And it started with them taking their belts away so they wouldn't hang themselves. But they took it to another level. And it's a disgrace. It's an invitation to an abomination. And any woman that has any respect about herself would not be seen with a man that's showing his underwear. That's uncouth, and it's ghetto. Not fabulous either. Now, in renewing our minds, I said refine means to smooth out, renew. When we renew our minds, we change the way we think. And change is one of the most difficult things in the world for us to do. Because we are in our comfort zone. And when you change, you've got to come out of that comfort zone and do something you've never done before. But if you keep doing what you've always done, you're going to get what you've always had. So without change, there is no progress. I say to you, if you want to change, if you want to be elegant, then you've got to educate yourself and you've got to say to yourself, I want to change. But you've got to mean it from your heart, because there's a God that listens to everything we say. Words have power. That's how the world was created, by the words. He said, let there be, and there was. And he gave us that power too. And we can say that about ourselves, we can say this about things. Whatever we believe that we say, it can become a reality. But we have no power of our own. Our power comes from the God that created us, who has us here for a plan, and that's to be a service to him. We come here thinking it's all about me, what I want to do, until we find out that these bodies are not ours. These are temples, God's dwelling place, that we have to prepare for him to come in and do his will on earth as in heaven. He's given us the power to bind anything on earth, he'll bind it in heaven. Loose anything on earth, he'll loose it in heaven. And it's all built on our faith, what we believe. And I say we have to be individuals, because we're like pieces of a puzzle. And a puzzle that's all square, every square is the same, does not fit together, will not hold, and will fall apart. So there have to be different pieces to fit in together, to work together, to help each other. Unity. This is what Jesus advocated. That was his advocacy, to work together. And that's what we have to do. And I like this opportunity to work together with you in helping to stress the importance of elegance. PBS versus BET. Some of the kids say, oh, PBS, that's boring. But this is where you renew your mind. When you watch BET, garbage in, Garbage in, garbage out. You are what you consume, what you eat. We consume through our mouth, we consume through our eyes, we consume through our ears. Whatever we feed our minds, that's what we become. Whatever you think about all the time, that's what you become. So I want to encourage you to feed yourself good food, good thoughts, good music, good company. All the things that you want to be good about yourself. And give yourself a chance to change. It's not going to happen overnight. You've got to ask the Lord, give me the help. Lord, I want to change in this way. Lord, I want to change in that way. And stop being a clone like everybody else. That's not being an individual. I ask you, who are you? I wrote a poem back in 1981, Who Are You? And I'd like to read it for you before I sit down. You know, our Father, God, I call him Abba, he set before us life and death. We have a choice, free will, to choose which we want. If you want to live, you've got the book of life, the Bible, to go by. If you want to die, you choose the way of the world. Follow the crowd. Do what everybody else is doing. It will lead you to destruction. Now, Jesus said we have to love our neighbor as we love ourselves. I would not want to fall in a ditch. So I'm saying to you, don't follow the crowd unless you want to fall in the ditch. That is the blind leading the blind. And that's where they're headed for, the ditch. Pull out. You'll be different, yeah. And you may lose some friends. Some family may not even like the change in you. But you came in this world by yourself, and you're going out of this world by yourself. You are responsible for your soul, no one else. So, you decide. What kind of person do you want to be? The best or coarse? The best or vulgar? The best or just like everybody else? Who are you? You have to spend some time alone to really get to know yourself. And you may be surprised to find that you're not being yourself, but just playing a role to please someone else. Because in this stage of life, we find it necessary to play roles. Sometimes from hot to cold. But you choose the character you want to fit the scene. Because sometimes you can act real kind and sweet. And then other times you can act real cruel and mean. And I know some of you say, well, in that case, I've tried all the roles. Then it's time to let the spirit, the inner spirit of you, choose the best role for you. One that allows you to be you. So that you will know the joy of true happiness and peace within you. Then you can be true to others and to yourself too. So never choose a role that will cause you to do something cruel or say something harsh to or about your fellow man. Because the one thing we must all understand is that we are a part of our fellow man. And I know some say, well, be for real. Okay? In order to be for real, you have to do what you feel is right. And never say cannot if you have tried not. So if you hear a different drummer calling to you, I say go on and do what you feel you have to do. Just be sure to travel in the right direction so that the soul of you will receive the right protection that will lead and guide you to that standing ovation where again your soul will get to play the role of being yourself instead of someone else. So spend some time alone, away from the noise, TV, telephone, distractions. Listen to the inner voice. Get to know yourself. Because you may be just playing a role. Please somebody else.
Well, I'm kind of speechless there, Mr. Yoder. That was an awesome speech as I expected. I knew you would deliver something that would leave us all to think and ponder and look within ourselves to become better at who we are and what we're here for. Thank you for that speech. Our next speaker is like a father figure to me, a brother to me, and a man of God that I stay in constant prayer with and had the honor and privilege to work with over the last 5 or 6 years of my life. He also holds a position as one of the directors of I Am Driven for Success. So with that being said, our very own Douglas Harris.
How's everybody doing? I enjoyed this speech. It's great. It's always amazing when someone speaks and causes you to think. Because most people don't really think about something. They just go off impulse of what somebody has told them to them. So it's a great thing. But, Jesus would always ask a question, And so what happens is sometimes when people produce a thought, it causes you to change your normal path. So, with all that being said, a lot of your conversation was based on, seemed like you was in the car with me and Tony coming up because we talked about some different things. And I knew that God would be in the midst of this. So, out of my character, I don't even know if I have a character, I just do what God asked me to do. But nevertheless, I wanted to go to the Word when we started talking about, creating or speaking things into existence. Because what we have to do is we have to go to the foundation. And the foundation of God is never cracked. It's always solid. It's always something that you can stand on. So I love going to the Word because I know that the Word is true, it's real, it's livable. It's 3 parts of the Word: the written Word, the spoken Word, and Jesus, which came out and lived the Word before us. So the only part that we need to do is come up to the living Word. The other 2 parts are already concrete in it. And I was doing a little study and meditation, and God led me to 1 Peter. And it talks about the wife being in submission, subject to their husband. Submission is not a dirty word. And I think because what has happened over the years is that because most men try to dominate their wife because they unlearn, they don't know. If that was the case, God could have took a foot bone and created a bone, but he took a rib, somebody to stand beside you to support you. So, and with that being said is, and I think that the responsibility of what type of woman that you desire as a man, you're going to find it in the Word. You go to the Word, y'all.